One of the series that you were on the wrong side of, Warriors Nuggets, what was going through your mind when you were seeing Steph doing what he was doing at the point guard position?
That was the year that we actually had a franchise record in games, winning games. We won like 57 games, and then Gallinari tears his knee before the playoffs start. And as much as I wanted to win that game, win that series, man, and we had a really good team, it felt like, you know what, we ain't got a chance, man, because the way that ball was going through. The way that ball was going through the basket, man, like, I didn't play with some great shooters. Vashawn Leonard, Danny Ferry, Trajan Langdon,
Say that.
Wesley Person, man. This ball was going in the basket through the hoop a little bit different. Like when Steph and Clay was shooting that ball,
Bottoms.
it wasn't, bottoms ain't the word. That ball was already, I'm like, hold up, man. Like, nah, it's the ball not hitting the rim. It's not like it was almost like, you play a video game and the net start getting on fire.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it felt like, man. And it was, I mean, those youngsters, man, it was like in the way they moved, and it was, I knew what was gonna happen, and I'm like, you know what? I ain't gonna be around too much longer anyway, so
There's something new coming. You like, it's something new coming. They got something else going on out here.
and I can try to make my game translate because I wasn't no killer 3-point shooter, but man, it was all opened up. When those guys started shooting the ball like that, the game was all opened up, and it was like, you know what, I only got like about 3 or 4 years left, so I'm cool with that.
As somebody that has a PhD in point guarding and probably the highest classification in this secret point guard club, where does Steph Curry rank for you in the greatest point guard that ever played the game? And do you view him in the same light as a traditional point guard like a yourself or an Isaiah Thomas or a Magic Johnson?
I mean, for me, man, if you anybody that's playing and touched the NBA court and played on the level of a Jelani or me or Steph Curry, whoever you want, if you've touched that court on the NBA, in the NBA, you are great to me.
Facts.
You are great. You are
Same.
a legend, man.
Same.
You are a legend. Jelani's a legend in my eyes, because a lot of people don't know what goes into the process. Of trying to get to that level, the hard work, the consistency, the mental toughness to block out all the distractions. And when you talk about a Stephen Curry, man, Michael Jordan changed the game. Kobe, LeBron, he might have changed the game more than anybody in the history of the game. Every time I go into a gym, everybody's shooting 3-pointers.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's shooting 3-pointers. And he is, in my eyes, he is an all-time great. I would put him in my top 10 point guards all time. You know what I'm saying? He is that. I was able to see it up close. I was able to see it guarding him. I was able to see it from the bench. And one story I tell, man, my last year I was playing in Minnesota, and Sam Mitchell was the coach. And Kevin Garnett was back in Minnesota. It was Tayshaun, me, Kevin Garnett, and Kevin Martin was the veterans on the team.
Mm-hmm.
And at this time, I already knew it was going to be my last year, And Stephen Curry came into Minnesota, man. And he probably scored like 8 points. And like this one, he was just like torching first and third quarters. He was just tearing the league apart. And Sam Mitchell looked down the bench. He was like, Andre, you're in. And I didn't think I was playing. I'm enjoying the show. And, man, I got out there, man. And now this 4 years later from playing them in the playoffs. So you can see how he improved. And I wanted to smoke. But before I turned around, that 8 points went to like 23, 24 points. And I'm like, dude, and I'm actually playing good defense. I'm actually playing good defense at 40 years old on this guy. And then you could just hear the fans like, come on, Miller. Come on. Like, dude, I don't have a chance against this youngster. It's a wrap. So, man, he's an all-time great, man. Whether he is a point guard, he is a point guard. He has a point guard mentality because he knows when to score the ball
Yep.
and he knows when not to score. He's one of the best finishers in history, and he's a clutch player. So in my eyes, man, like he ain't never had to change teams. You know what I'm saying? He's big time, man. One of my favorite players ever.
I asked a friend, same comment. Hey, is Steph a point guard? Another one of our friends. He said, "Well, he bring the ball up sometimes." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Damn, that's where we're at now."
I think Stephen Curry, I think he thinks more like a point guard than he does a scorer.
I agree.
In my eyes,
I agree.
because everything that he does is based on decoy and feel. I'm gonna open the game up. I'm gonna be a decoy for my teammates. You know what I'm saying? Whether okay,
Scoring
now I got
cuts.
the scoring cuts, back cuts, moving without the ball, slip cuts, and then the mentality of, like, say Chris Paul. You know what? Stephen Curry will say, you know what? Okay, today I'm gonna come out and set the tone. I'm finna set the tone by putting that ball in the basket. So his feel fluctuates for me. So I see a point guard in him.
Does Draymond not get enough credit? Because we work with some former professional players that don't give Draymond the credit. Does Steph need Draymond? Did they need each other to do what they did?
That's what a team is for.
Yeah.
That's what the team is for. You got role players. You need somebody to fulfill every role. And to say that Draymond Green's role on the team is not important to Stephen Curry is ignorance. You know what I'm saying? All the antics, yeah. Everybody got little antics. Maybe you get overboard a little bit, Hey, would I tell you one thing? Stephen Curry went from a mediocre defender to a better defender because of Draymond Green. Klay Thompson, all those guys became better defenders because of Draymond Green, Andre Iguodala. They learned how to get away with all the antics, the grabbing, whatever you call it. So Draymond Green, man, is just important as Stephen Curry when it comes to that basketball and what they accomplished as a team.